Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Hurricane Watch team is here with your latest update on the tropics. We got quite a bit to talk about now that we have Invest 91E here in the East Pacific. As you can clearly see, there is a decent amount of persistent convection happening in this area. I do think as this continues to develop, we're going to see more convection, and in the next several days, you're going to actually literally see it start rotating, and then it's going to be upgraded to a depression and eventually a tropical storm. And believe it or not, the GFS has this becoming a pretty decently strong hurricane, like in the 940s and at times as low as the 930s I saw the other day. But this is that general area of rotating thunderstorms, or just thunderstorms here. Organized thunderstorms. As this moves off to the northwest and then eventually towards Mexico. And I do eventually think this could pose a decent big threat towards Mexico with especially heavy rain and storm surge already. This is producing heavy rain there. You can see there right along the Texas coast, right along the southern coast of Mexico there, southwest coast of Mexico there. And I do think this is going to continue to develop and blossom here over the next several days, and really just the tropical cyclone heat, the amount of heat potential there is in the East Pacific is a lot. And I think that given what I'm looking at here, there's a decent amount of energy here in the East Pacific going on. So as you can see, it says that here, it's got a central pressure of 1,009 millibars with winds of about 29-30 miles an hour, and a motion speed of only 5 miles an hour to the north, so it's not moving very fast. It is classified as a disturbance. But over the next several days, this is going to start developing into a much more interesting system. Also wanted to point out this little low level circulation here. As you can see, there's a little vorticity there, just right off the right on the coast of Mexico there. Low level clouds. There. The only reason I can tell is because you got these upper level clouds moving away. The only reason there aren't any upper level clouds is, well, because there's upper level winds pushing any of that upper level high level clouds away from it, so it's not able to converge. There's no convection. Well, that word converge comes from convection. As you see here, clouds are kind of moving away from it. Also, if you move up here, I also want to show y'all, you see how you have this little line right through here? It's being pushed away. You got the atmospheric cooling, and you get kind of a sinking motion when you get atmospheric cooling, and the air just falls almost and pushes out when it hits the surface, and so causing the sinking air. And so there's not a lot of rising air when you have atmospheric, or when you have a rain-cooled atmosphere. The atmosphere is much colder. And here we just saw this little swirl, very, very interesting feature that I definitely saw there. Very, very fascinating to see. Not nothing, just a probably a area low pressure there, so. Whew, okay. So off to look at so there's that system. There's that X right there, as y'all can see. So majority of them are showing in this general area is where they say the storm is going to make landfall, and that it may even try to reorganize here in the Gulf of southern Gulf of Mexico, even the Bay of Campeche. We're going to be closely monitoring the development of the system, and if it does in fact develop, I will certainly let y'all know if that does happen. It's weird that y'all can see a shadow. I don't like that. I don't like how y'all just see such a clear shadow there. I don't like that. It's because the camera's at a different angle now, and the camera was a lot closer. But now that my mom works in the same studio that I do my weather stuff in, so now there's more. There's more of an obvious shadow. Don't really like it. Not much I can do about it, I don't think. So that's that. That's why that's there. So I'm gonna go to model and just see what the GFS is showing in terms of Vorticity, and I'm only going to go here in the next 5 days, which is 120 hours out. Alright. Wait for it to load. While we're waiting for that to fully load, I do just want to sort of talk about, you know, the vorticity. Right now, it's not very, vorticity just means a spin in the atmosphere. Right now, there isn't a whole lot of spin, but there is a closed LLC, which is why they designated this as an area of investigation, Invest 91E. Goes from 90 to 99, and it repeats. When we see, now that we have an area of investigation, now we have an idea that there is now a closed low center circulation. And you can kind of see that in the models of this spinning up here within the next 5 days. That's something I want y'all to notice. You can kind of see they're showing more vorticity and more spin happening in the atmosphere as this thing spins and gets closer towards the coast of Mexico. And I think it's really going to ramp up, but I don't think it's going to ramp up as quickly as the GFS is showing. It's like showing depression, storm, category 2 hurricane. I'm like, okay, that's a little bit intense for the month of May going into June here in the next week or so. So right now, I don't think it's going to ramp up. Look how quickly that ramps up. That's something that it's so rapid. It's, you know, like I haven't seen that really before. I mean, it kind of almost reminds me of Hurricane Patricia in 2015 when it literally ramped up. It intensified so incredibly fast. Like, you don't even understand how fast. Like, it was just incredible how fast Hurricane Patricia ramped up. And look how fast it tightens up. It closes. Look how tight this starts to get right in this area. It tightens up. It closes. It's a more compact system right there, as y'all can see. Meaning the winds are probably stronger near the center of the storm. Compact, tight, stronger winds there. Kind of reminds me of Hurricane Wilma in 2005. Had an extremely small eye, and those winds were easily able to whip around that eye at over 185 miles an hour. Same with Hurricane Maria in 2017. Winds were whipping around that eye, and the eye was, you know, it was getting pretty small, 175 miles an hour. Same thing with Typhoon Haiyan, small eye. You know, those winds were just whipping around that eye, and that point almost 200 miles an hour, 196 miles an hour. And then Patricia, those winds were whipping at over 200 miles an hour around that eye. Absolutely incredibly devastating. But there you can see that eye really consolidates and really develops into something kind of more dangerous. But that's really what we're seeing here in the next 5 days. They're really expecting this to really develop into something more serious. Now, the next 48 hours. Kind of curious what they're showing here with the next 48 hours. Because I'm actually going to go here to the National Hurricane Center. Okay. Maybe. There we go. Here's the National Hurricane Center. Okay. And this is something I want to point out. This system over here, right there, don't worry about it. It's just going to fall apart. I can literally show y'all here on the 2-day graphical outlook. Look at that wind shear. Look at this wind shear right up through here. Right up through here. It's moving right into that area of hostility. You can even see these parts of the clouds are starting to fall apart and get ripped up. And this is just, from here on out, it's just going to fall apart because of wind shear, really. Now, this system now has a 40% chance of development in the next 2 days. This is what the National Hurricane Center is saying. South of the Gulf of Tehuantepec, showers and thunderstorms are beginning to show signs of organization in association with a surface trough located a few hundred miles south of the Gulf of Tehuantepec. Environmental conditions are forecast to be conducive for gradual development, and conditions are a tropical depression is likely to form late this week or even this weekend, while the system moves west-northwestward or northwestward, like west, northwestward, or northwestward at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Interest in southern Mexico should monitor the progress of the storm. In the next 48 hours, 40%. In the next 5 days, 80% chance. So I really do think with what we're seeing here, just want to zoom in there and kind of see with what they're saying, showing here. A lot of deep convection around the around that center. Lots of convection in this entire area. And I do think as this continues to develop, we're going to start to see this really developing nicely. We're going to see higher cloud tops bubbling up left and right. And then that's when we're going to see that start rotating because of the Coriolis effect, I believe. Also because there's wind. Okay. I just wanted to show you all this. I saw this on this radar site and the Missenbaum radar site from Florida State University, I believe. And this was Invest 90, and I thought this was absolutely fascinating to even see. Let me just put this in full. Can I do this full screen? So you can see clearly where that system moves right in this area and heads north. And so I think just based on the radar, I was on Eric Webb's Twitter today, and I saw he was some replies to him that he was people that he was replying to with winds. They were showing wind gusts as high as over 50 miles an hour in this system. And I think on the western side, on the weaker side over here, where this made landfall, right in this area, right through here, I believe they reported a wind gust of 40 miles an hour, and that's the weaker side. That was the northeast quadrant there near Pensacola here, in this area. So that was just, I was like, wow, that was really incredible and something to see. From a satellite perspective, pretty good looking storm. From a radar perspective, from a satellite perspective, good looking. From a radar, keep saying satellite, not good. Radar, good. There we go. I don't know my words. From a satellite perspective, it didn't look the best. From a radar perspective, it looked wonderful, in my opinion. For an area of investigation, a disturbance in the Gulf. I mean, it looked great. I mean, you had an area of, I mean, like they were saying, winds gusting to up to near 50 miles an hour. And I think someone reported a minimum central air pressure there near the Florida and Alabama, Florida of 1,006.43 millibars, which is decently pretty low for a tropical wave, a disturbance, an area of low pressure. Now, 1,006 millibars, that's getting pretty low for some of these systems. So I just wanted to show you all that. I thought that was really interesting and fascinating to see. I'm going to go over to Tropical Tidbits and actually see what they're saying about the system. So here's what we got. Invest 91E as of 1800 UTC. Maximum winds were 25 knots. Minimum central pressure was 1,009 millibars, so it's getting stronger. It's getting better organized. Here it is. Just going to pull up this radar satellite imagery here. Show you what we're looking at. So clearly we are some white cloud tops in this area, showing some deeper thunderstorm activity, deeper convection, deeper upwelling of these thunderstorms, meaning this storm is going to be it's going to start looking better over the next several days, I believe. But again, this is what we got here. I just want to take a look in the next 48 hours. And I mean, it's still got quite a ways to go until it really starts looking like a depression here in the next couple days, I think. That's what we got looking at right there. So again, this is just visible satellite imagery of the storm here. But y'all can see there clearly. Kind of see down here. I'm noticing some outer bands beginning to develop right down here. So the storm is already. This is just the past 6-hour loop of the system right here. But that's where the center of circulation is at. That's what we got now, ladies and gentlemen. I do want to talk a little bit about what we could be seeing here in the future. And I do believe that if this really does ramp up and becomes a major hurricane, I don't think it's become a major hurricane. I do think it's become a hurricane, but not a major hurricane. But if in the off chance that it does become a major hurricane, and it does pass, there's a small area in Mexico, which you have two mountains. It's kind of like a valley, okay? You got a mountain here. You got mountains in this part of Mexico. You can kind of see by the terrain. And you got some mountains through here. If it goes right through here and gets in here, it's kind of like this wedge. There's a little bit of a wedge right here, and it can kind of make its way up through this area. Now, based on the high pressure, I think it's going to move maybe something more like this. It's not going to go directly through right here. It's just not going to happen. Now, typically, if it goes on the west side, it's going to be a little rough. But if it were to go right through the middle and get to Mexico and get to the Gulf of Mexico, there's still a chance that the remnants could try to redevelop because there are warm waters, 83-degree temperatures in the southern Gulf of Mexico and over the entire Gulf. I'm going to say that for now. That over the entire Gulf, there are very warm waters over the entire Gulf of Mexico, like 79 plus. At this point, it could even be 80 degrees or warmer. So that's something I'm noticing. Very, 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 very warm sea surface temperatures. And this is what we're looking at. So pretty deep convection right now. Nothing super duper crazy at all. But certainly going to continue to watch the system and monitor what the system is going to provide and probably even bring us in the future. Simply because right now there's a lot going on with this system. And we got to look at the... I gotta turn my stuff off for Discord. I'm gonna get in trouble. And I think that the 2021 North Atlantic hurricane season is going to be very active. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration recently just came out with their update for the hurricane season. I think they're saying up to 21 named storms, up to I think 8 hurricanes, and up to 6 major hurricanes, which is just terrifying. All right. So it's been another above average hurricane season, and I think we're just barely getting started. Do you want to see what we're looking at with? I'm going to take a look and see what my I thought I changed the thumbnail. Evidently I didn't. Alright, no chat, that's fine. So that's going to be pretty much it. Evidently I didn't. Alright, that's it for today, guys. Have a wonderful rest of that's your going to be pretty much afternoon, and I'll talk to everyone later. I'm gonna keep y'all updated. I'm gonna make posts. Have a wonderful rest of your YouTube more later today, and I'll talk to everyone later. That's going to be it for today, guys. I'm gonna keep y'all updated. I'm gonna make posts. Have a wonderful rest of your YouTube more later today, and I'll talk to everyone later. That's